Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Samara to give an opportunity to speak about this topic in this conference. And the time which is given, I think so it may not be enough to complete all the session. However, if anyone miss any of the session, any of the detail, you can visit the IOSH counter, which is near to the entrance. We will give in detailed explanation on it. Myself, explained Abdul Karim, IOSH Oman branch advisor, and here we will speak a little bit about the IOSH, then we will move into the radiation safety related. The IOSH is the only chartered body and largest professional organization with a chartered body for health and safety professionals. More than 70 years in the leading with delivering the professional support to the people in health and safety. Around 10,000 people attend IOSH conference around the world every year, empowering around 180,000 safety professionals after the completion of the IOSH courses. So the IOSH strategy for 2022, which is enhance, collaborate, and influence. That means to be the enhance to the people who is in health and safety, and collaborate with organization and institution to empower their the health and safety status and influence to the society to the best performance in health and safety. So I'm just moving into the topic after this one. I'm requesting the people to visit our booth to get the more information about the IOSH itself. Now they'll come to the presentation, radiation protection in oil and gas industry, especially the NOM. The NOM stands for naturally occurring radioactive material, which is found in oil and gas sector. So let's see what is the NOM. Naturally occurring radioactive material, it consists of the material usually industrial waste or by the products enriched with radioactive elements found in the environment such as uranium, thorium, potassium, and the decay products such radium and radon. So NOM in oil and gas sector, where is in our today's topic. The NOM is identified in the fixed scales, equipment and tools, as well as the sludges, produced waters, leaks, and separators and tanks. So, and how it become radiation? There are three particles are emitting, radiation emitting by the NOM, one for the alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma particles. How the hazard associated with the NOM? It will be the hazard associated with the NOM are inhalation, ingestion, route to the entry, as well as the external exposure where there has been significant accumulation of the scale. Respiratory may be necessary in dry process where the NOM scales and the dust become airborne and having significant chance to enter in the body. So any of the particles enter in human body, it will be dangerous to the human. Alpha, beta, as well as the exposure to the gamma rays also. We can look at this picture. There are three types of materials are there. The gamma, alpha rays will be stopped by the papers. For example, if you are standing near to the alpha particle, you cannot identify it, but the rays will be stopped by a piece of paper. As well as The beta particle will penetrate the paper and will move into the plastics, and plastic will stop the beta particles. And moving to the gamma, which is powerful one, it will pass the paper, plastic, including human body. It will come out to the steel and the lead. The lead shield can be prevented, but not 100%. You may notice when you go to the hospital, the X-ray aprons are made by lead, which is preventing the ray entering into the radiographer's body. Coming to the oil and gas sector, there are closed equipments. The passing the oil and the scales, the gamma rays penetrate the steel, are measured where the scale is accumulated. Alpha and beta particle cannot be penetrate the steel. Until this unit is open, the beta and alpha will not come out. But alpha will penetrate the steel and will come out, and will exposure goes to the human body. So, as I explained earlier, inhale, ingest, and absorb. This is the three method it is entering in human body. So the inhale of contaminated scale as well as ingest of the contaminated sludge or a debris, absorbing contaminated material through open cuts or wounds. It may chance to be enter into the human body. So what is the dose limit? Dose limit means a human, or what is the control government is making. For example, when you stand nearby any of exposure area, how much radiation we can receive it. Which is, there are two levels of the regulatory requirement is given. Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs is given a regulator 10 microsieverts, classified dot limitation maximum annual effectiveness dose received from occupational exposure as a radiological worker. Radiological workers means including radiographer, X-ray professionals, the people who are doing the download, the well logging, as well as the radioactive substance reading. These people are classified as a radiological workers. Annual effective dose received from the occupational exposure radiological worker 5 microsievert. Classified radiological worker is someone who may receive annual effective dose exceeding limit 2 millisievert. So these are, there is a special calculations are available how it will be connected to the microsievert to the millisievert. Microsievert means if you are standing near to the any exposed radioactive substance a 1 hour, and if the radiation is come 2 microsievert means your body is received in an hour 2 microsievert. If you stand there almost 10 hours, you are received 20 microsievert in your body. Such a way you are continuously working 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, each hours will be calculated. Such a way when you reach 1000 microsievert per hour mean you are received 1 millisievert per year. So these are the area the people are working in radiography, X-ray, as well as in oil and gas sector. There are mechanism is there to measure and control this kind of hazards. Exposure limit. A maximum dose a classified radiation worker may receive in a calendar year 10 microsievert, 10 millisievert per year as per MD 29797. This is the law regulatory, and 20 millisievert per year according to the Ministry of Manpower. The best practice followed by Petroleum Development of Oman advised to adopt the lower dose limit. Any worker receiving 10 millisievert per year is 1 year shall be removed from the working with ionizing source as per the SP 1170. So there are a continuous monitoring system in PDO to be identifying to avoid the highest exposure of the radiation to the human body. There are so many mechanisms are available. We can refer the SP 1170, which is published by Petroleum Development of Oman, to how to control the dealing with radioactive substances in oil and gas sector. So what is the risk? Risk is coming to the people, environment, and reputation. This is the risk is covered in 3 level. So I will go to some of the few elements. What are the equipments are using to analyze this kind of exposure? This is the one exposure testing equipment which is coming with the GM probe and scintillator probe. 2 types of probe is there. One is detect the gamma, another one detect the alpha and beta. So the usage of this one is very limited time to be explained how to do. This monitor, you can see that one. This is called personal monitor, which is having a alert, individual monitoring, documentation, communication. The people holding this one in his body, real time it will give, are you in a field of radiation, how much dose you received, and it will be recorded in the person name in a year how much dose he received totally. So what can be controlled? What are the steps we have to do when we are exposed to the radiation or we are forced to work in a radiation field? Approach handling with the care and not with the fear. It's like you should not be fear. If you do fear, like a snake, if you fear, the snake will bite you. But if you carefully handle, no issue. Conduct the norm survey prior to start the activity. Before starting activity, you have to do the norm survey, how to do, then you will identify either the field is exposed to the radioactive. Follow the norm specification issued by the operator, implementing norm guideline into the work procedures. Prior to start work process, checklist is safety control, wear designated PPEs, maintain good personal hygiene, obtain advice from the expert and key records. There are so many areas we can able to discuss upon each line item, but the time limit not permitting for that line. So this is a brief within the time frame we fix it. I'm inviting the expected party to come to visit our booth to get a more detailed information. And we'll say that I didn't explain about the radiation, how it will be affected, but it will be connected to the flight workers, pilots, as well as the hospitals, oil and gas sector, everywhere this radiation exposure is there. Thank you very much for it.